Buying a used car should feel exciting, like catching a great deal. But for many, it becomes a financial trap disguised as a good offer. Why? Because under that shiny paint and vacuumed interior might be expensive secrets just waiting to surface. If you're not careful, you'll inherit someone else's negligence. It starts under the hood, but it doesn't end there. Trap number 17. Spotless engine by a gleaming engine bay may seem reassuring, but don't let the shine fool you. Engines are supposed to collect dust, oil smears, and light grime with regular use. So when you lift the hood and find everything unusually clean, like it just left a detailing shop, that's your first alert. Sellers often use pressure washers to blast away signs of leakage, failing head gaskets, deteriorating valve covers, or compromised coolant hoses. Once the residue is removed, even major problems become invisible, at least for a while. Unfortunately, you'll only discover the consequences weeks later when it's your responsibility. Ironically, a dusty motor often signals honesty. No artificial concealment. So don't get hypnotized by a polished engine. Listen to what it's not showing you. Trap number 16. Fresh undercarriage coating at first glance. A neatly painted underbody seems like diligent care. But be careful, it could be a disguise. Mechanics and unethical sellers frequently spray fresh undercoating to obscure signs of serious corrosion, amateur repairs, or damaged frame components. It might look perfect, but beneath that cosmetic layer could be structural decay accelerating quietly. Even worse, if rust existed before the coating, that sealant just trapped moisture inside, making things exponentially worse. Bring a torch and screwdriver with you. Tap around joints and seams. If flakes drop or softness is felt, leave immediately. A car's underside should show natural aging, road dust, mild rust, or wear, not a flawless finish that looks sprayed. Last week, trap number 15. VIN discrepancies. Vehicle identification number (VIN) is the automotive version of a fingerprint. Every vehicle has it stamped on the dashboard, printed on the door pillar, and often etched in the engine compartment. These numbers must align with one another and match the documents. If they don't, danger is lurking. Maybe it's a stolen vehicle with swapped plates. Or perhaps it's a collision salvaged shell reconstructed from several wrecks. Worse still, it could be a title-washed import with legal gaps. Verify all 3 VIN placements and cross-reference them with the registration, papers, and service logs. If anything raises suspicion, contact your local vehicle authority before going further. Once you commit, undoing that mistake is rarely easy. Trap number 14. Tampered odometer. Digital odometers offer no protection against mileage fraud. With simple tools, unethical sellers can reset figures in minutes. What looks like a low mileage treasure could, in reality, have lived 3 lives already. So don't rely on numbers alone. Let physical signs tell the truth. Is the driver's seat slouching more than expected? Are pedals excessively worn? Is the steering wheel smoother than it should be? These clues betray high use. On average, a personal vehicle clocks roughly 12,000 miles per year. If a 10-year-old model only shows 30,000 on the dash, someone's altering reality. Always check past service entries and search public maintenance databases. When the numbers don't add up, you've caught deception in motion. Trap number 13. Missing or fake airbags or bags aren't just accessories there. Your life-saving safety barrier. After a crash, deployed units are expensive to replace. Some unscrupulous sellers cut corners by installing fake covers or stuffing compartments with foam, giving the illusion of safety without the protection. To detect this, pay attention to the dashboard light sequence. On ignition, the airbag light should turn on briefly, then fade. If it doesn't light up or stays on indefinitely, something's wrong. Examine the dashboard around the airbag zone. Are there strange wrinkles, glue lines, poorly aligned seams, Those are warning signs. A missing airbag could mean prior impact damage, hasty repairs, and someone putting profit over your safety? Trap. #12. Disabled warning indicators. Every vehicle performs a brief self-check. When you start the ignition, you'll see icons light up: check engine, ABS, airbag, and more than disappear. If those indicators don't show up at all, that's not a sign of perfection. It's manipulation. Sellers sometimes disconnect bulbs or sabotage circuits to hide fault codes. The most common trick: removing the check engine bulb entirely. Without those alerts, you'd have no idea the motor's misfiring or the brakes are failing until it's too late. Watch the dashboard carefully during startup. Silence might seem golden, but it often signals concealed breakdowns. A muted warning. System is no favor. It's a silent threat to your finances and safety. Trap number 11. Incomplete maintenance records. When a seller shrugs and says, "I lost the service papers," consider that a giant warning flag. Reliable owners keep receipts, paper, or digital detailing oil changes, tire rotations, brake service, and more. These aren't just documents, they're proof of care. Gaps in service history might mean overdue timing belts, neglected fluid changes, or undiagnosed engine problems. Always ask for at least a year's worth of maintenance evidence. If they dodge or delay, walk away. Some sellers forge homemade logs or handwritten checklists. Don't be fooled. Authentic records include dates, mileage, and the service providers. Stamp. Lack of documentation doesn't mean the car is a mystery. It means someone wants you in the dark. Trap number 10. Pre-purchase. Inspection. Refused. Trustworthy sellers have nothing to conceal. If someone hesitates, delays, or outright refuses when you request a pre-purchase inspection by a mechanic of your choice, that's an instant deal breaker. A legitimate seller welcomes third-party opinions, but if excuses start pouring in, no. Time already checked, or mechanic's busy, you're being steered away from the truth. Independent assessments reveal frame warping, hidden rust, suspension issues, and signs of flood recovery that visual inspection misses. Spending a little upfront to have the car professionally evaluated could save you from devastating repair, expenses, or worse. Dangerous driving conditions. If they're avoiding scrutiny, they're hiding something. Don't gamble. Trap number 9. Inconsistent paint or panel colors. If the vehicle looks unusually glossy or too perfect in some areas, investigate. Park it in open sunlight and examine each body panel from multiple angles. Uneven tones, mismatched reflections, or textures that differ slightly from one door to the next often indicate that bodywork has been done, not always by professionals. Sloppy repairs could follow significant accidents where structure was compromised and later covered up with filler and cheap paint. Look for telltale signs: orange peel textures, drips near panel edges, or subtle lines where tape once masked. Off areas. For more accuracy, use a paint thickness gauge. Panels with abnormal readings may conceal past trauma. Also, inspect panel alignment. Doors, hood, and trunk should shut seamlessly. Wide or uneven gaps often mean something was bent and pulled back into shape. Trap number 8. Uneven tire tread. Most buyers glance at tire condition, but that's not enough. Tires are evidence of how a car has been driven and treated. Slide your hand across each one, especially the inside edge. If you notice waves, bald spots, or feathered edges, that's not just wear, it's a sign of improper alignment, damaged suspension, or worse, a distorted chassis. Even minor collisions can bend control arms or shift geometry. Sellers trying to deceive may swap out worn tires for newer ones, so check the date codes. Tires with wildly different manufacture dates on the same axle. Another warning. If rubber wear isn't consistent, underlying issues could impact how the car handles, turns, or brakes. Not only do these problems shorten tire lifespan, they also put your safety at risk. Trap number 7. Salvage or rebuilt Thai car with a branded title weather marked salvage. Rebuilt or reconstructed has a history of major damage. Maybe it was underwater in a flood, crushed in a highway pileup, or involved in a fire. At some point, an insurance company decided repairing it wasn't worth the cost. But someone else did it cheaply and put it back on the market. Shiny paint and new upholstery don't erase structural compromise. Even if it drives well today, hidden weaknesses can emerge over time. Insurance coverage might be limited, premiums may spike, and resale value is usually cut in half. If a seller admits to a salvage title, demand full records: who repaired it, what was replaced, and whether certified technicians did the work. If those answers are vague, the risk isn't worth the discount. Trap number 6. Contaminated or neglected. Engine oil: pull out the dipstick, wipe it clean, insert it again, and check the oil. If what comes out is thick, pitch black, or sludge-like, that's a serious concern. Proper oil should be amber and smooth. Dirty, contaminated lubricant points to skipped service intervals. Long-term neglect creates deposits that clog oil passages, stress bearings, and increase heat hull, leading to early engine wear. Take it further. Open the oil cap and peer inside with a flashlight. Is there gunk stuck around the inside of the valve cover? That's internal sludge, and it doesn't form overnight. Also, rub the oil between your fingers. Feel for grit. Any metal particles or sand-like debris signals accelerated friction damage. A clean exterior means nothing if the heart of the car is filled with neglect. Engines don't fail without warning, they leave clues. Trap number 5. Burnt or dirty transmission fluid. Your gearbox is the nerve center of your driving experience, and its health depends on clean, properly maintained fluid. If the transmission dipstick reveals fluid that's dark, gritty, or smells like charred toast, you've got a problem. Healthy transmission fluid should be translucent red or pink, slick in texture, and faintly sweet in scent. Burnt or discolored fluid signals overheating, internal clutch damage, or metal wear. Some cars no longer have dipsticks, but don't let that stop you. Ask for a service record showing when it was last changed. If the seller shrugs or can't provide details, you're staring at a potential $3,000, $7,000 repair bill. Always test drive the vehicle too. Delayed gear changes, jerky shifts, or strange humming under acceleration. Those are signs of a failing transmission no polish can hide. Trap number 4. Unusual noises during test drive. Start the engine. Now stop the conversation. No music, no distractions, just listen. A quiet seller might be hiding something. Clicking when turning. That's likely a worn CV joint. Keach squeals during braking. Your pads are toast, grinding while shifting. That gearbox may be on its last leg. Knocking, rattling, whining sound is a message. A smooth engine should hum, not complain. Drive over speed bumps. Take corners. Accelerate on an incline. Serve carefully. Strange sounds don't just signal wear. They hint at future expenses. If the seller tries to distract you or talks over engine noise, that's not Charmot's strategy. Remember, if the car whispers trouble now, it'll shout from your driveway later. Trap number 3. Musty interior smell or damp carpets. Step inside and take a deep breath, literally. If it smells musty, earthy, or like a damp basement, you could be smelling flood damage. Waterlogged interiors are cleaned fast and masked with air fresheners, but mold always finds a way back. Turn off the air conditioning. Sniff the seats, carpets, and trunk. Feel beneath the floor mats. Slide your fingers under seat rails. Are they gritty? Corroded? Even headlights that fog from the inside or fuse boxes with greenish buildup are signals of previous water exposure. Vehicles from flooded areas are often moved across states or countries, retitled and sold as clean. But flood damage creates electrical nightmares. Systems may work temporarily till corrosion eats away at connections weeks later. If you detect even a hint of mildew, don't rationalize a trun. Trap number 2. Faulty or replaced electronics. Modern cars are rolling computers. Window regulators, infotainment screens, backup cameras, power seats, everything's electric. And electrical gremlins are expensive to fix. Press every button. Do windows hesitate? Do locks stick? Are USB ports dead? Does the dashboard glitch or flicker? Check the rear view camera. Does it lag or randomly go black? These aren't quirks, they're warnings. Replacing a touchscreen could run you $1,200 or more. Also, check under the hood. The serpentine belt drives the alternator, air conditioning, and more. If it's cracked or loose, it could affect the vehicle's entire electrical supply. And don't ignore flickering headlights or dim interior bulbs. Bad ground wires, failing alternators, or power module failures could mean a parade of expenses. Test everything, because once you sign, electrical issues become your full-time job and your money pit. Trap number 1. Restitched or damaged seat. Belt seat belts aren't just straps, they're precision-engineered safety devices. After an impact, they stretch, lock up, or tear. Instead of replacing them properly, shady repair shops may sew them back together. That's not just dangerous, it's illegal. Examine all belts closely. Look for uneven stitching, mismatched thread color, loose fabric, or odd ripples. If the belt looks tampered with, it likely experienced significant force. And if the restraint was stressed, you can bet the car suffered major trauma. Sellers may claim it's just wear, but real seatbelt wear happens slowly, not in puckered lines or stitched patches. Your safety depends on unbroken restraint systems. Never compromise on that. Bonus to silent clues that reveal the truth without tools. Clue number 1. Hood bolt scratches. Open the hood and inspect the bolts where it connects to the hinges. From the factory, these bolts are painted and tightly sealed. If you spot scratch marks, chipped paint, or uneven alignment, it means the hood has been removed or adjusted. Most often, that's due to a front-end collision. Sellers can repaint bumpers and buff fenders, but they usually forget the small signs, like tool marks on bolts. Compare both hinges. If one side looks tampered with and the other is untouched, the repair was uneven and the story isn't matching the surface. Clue number 2. Windshield sticker inconsistencies. Look for old service or inspection stickers on the windshield, inside the door, or under the hood. If a past oil change tag shows a higher mileage than the odometer currently displays, you've caught mileage rollback red-handed. Also look for service records from faraway regions, especially ones prone to flooding. Many vehicles get salvaged from disasters, retitled in another state or country, and passed off as clean. These forgotten stickers are timestamps. Sellers might scrub the Carfax, but they rarely scrape off these silent truth-tellers. One faded sticker could expose an entire cover dash up in today's used car market. Appearances can be deceiving, in smooth talk even more so. A flawless finish, quiet dashboard, or cheerful seller doesn't guarantee a solid vehicle. But now you're not walking into the dealership blind. You've seen the 17 traps that drain wallets and the 2 clues that reveal everything sellers hope you never notice. Here's your edge. Don't rush. Don't guess. Don't trust the surface. Take a flashlight, a magnet, a mirror, and a mechanic if you must. Every inspection is your shield. Every question you ask is your insurance. And every red flag you catch before signing saves you from thousands in repairs and potentially a nightmare on wheels. Because buying a used car isn't just about getting a ride, it's about protecting your future. Trust your instincts. Stay alert. Always remember, a real deal doesn't need to hide anything. Stay smart, stay sharp, drive safe.